Clinton to kick. Grant Haley waits on the other end. And he'll take it from the 3-yard line. Haley found a little crease and then tripped himself up. He might have had a big gainer had he not tripped. 13-yard return as we bring out Christian Hackenberg. A lot put on this young man's shoulders a year ago as a true freshman, and now this season's been a little bit rougher. And we got a player down on the kick return already. Well, it might be. Meanwhile, his teammates have to start at their own 16-yard line. Hackenberg throws short to Belton. Belton broke a tackle, slipped another, and Belton close to a first down. That's a nice start for the Penn State.
And if you can't just traditionally line up and run, you've got to do things like that. Screen passes, bubble screens, anything that is basically a way of getting a running back or a wide receiver the ball quickly in space and try to gain yards that way. And a nice first play for the Nittany line. And
you know, emotionally seeing one of their seniors go off on a cart just to pick up positive yardage on first down's got to help the cause a little bit. He did get him the first down at the 26-yard line. Belton there with Hackenberg in the backfield, and he'll get the carry this time. And not so much back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Joshua Perry made first contact and then got help from those guys inside, including Adolphus Washington. Penn State lost a lot last year to graduation, some guys that are playing in the NFL, and Donovan Smith's really the only guy with any experience up front.
They did have another lineman who had experience in Miles Diefenbach, but he injured a knee in the spring. He is still out there hoping to get him back before the season is over, but he's not back yet, and that leaves Donovan Smith as the only guy with starting experience as this season took off.
Diefenbach did practice this week, though, so Todd said they hope to get him back. Quick throw to the outside, complete, and another first down. This one out to Deshaun Hamilton.
Well, there's no question when Christian Hackenberg is protected and his feet are calm, he can throw the ball as well as anybody. And he delivers a beautiful pass there.
So back-to-back first downs and pretty good field position now for the Nittany Lions at their own 36-yard line. 3 wideouts for Hackenberg, Godwin, Lewis, and Zanolato. And that's Jesse James, a tight end in motion. This throw dangerous, and is it intercepted? Von Bell saying he's got it, and he does.
Well, Darren Lee brought quick pressure. And Hackenberg, that's going to get that hit the ground.
Yeah,
that's not going to stand. But the problem for Christian Hackenberg is he did not step into the throw because of the pressure from Darren Lee. And the ball didn't have much on it.
Von Bell, good acting job, but this is not an interception.
Well, and the thing is, in 6 of the last 12 times these teams have played, Ohio State has had a pick 6 in the ball game.
That's right.
And they've won all 6 of those. And turnovers has been a big problem for Penn State in this series against Ohio State of late.
John O'Neill's our referee. He's going to tell us if the ball hit the ground, but we'll introduce him for the first time anyway. Oh, he's still going to go over for the review. Clearly hit the ground, bounced up into his hands, and Bell made a nice play on it. And as you said, that was just too lazy of a throw out there.
Well, he didn't get to step into it. There was pressure from Lee, and he just kind of slung it out there without stepping into the throw. Christian Hackenberg has been sacked 20 times this year. That's almost as many as he was sacked the entire last season. You take another look at the ball hitting the ground. And what that's done to Christian Hackenberg is sometimes it's made him a little bit antsy and not step into throws, not follow through, maybe panic a little bit when there's not pressure. And that time he got away with a throw that really was not very strong.
After further review, the ruling on the field of an interception stands. 1st and 10, Ohio State.
Goodness. Bill Manier's our expert and former official. Bill, I'm not buying that one.
Unfortunately, I'm not buying it either. That ball clearly hit the ground.
I mean, that wasn't even close, Bill.
No, I'm surprised by the rule.
Now we're hearing
That's a
from
reversal.
the truck is saying that the replay booth was not seeing the right replays, and the feed was incorrect. And this is not good. The whole reason we have replays for things like this not to happen.
Unfortunately, if the replay hasn't gotten the feeds, they're finished with it, they can't come back by rule and do anything about it.
So Ohio State has the ball at the Nittany line, 39. Shouldn't, but they do. Barrett's trying to get Ezekiel Elliott lined up right on the first snap for the Buckeyes offense. And it's Elliott off the right side, and he picked up about 3.
One of the things we heard was that Ohio State was going to try to manage the game for J.T. Barrett early, but when they crossed the 50-yard line, look for them to take some shots down the field. First down, a conservative run. Might see a throw down the field here on second for Barrett.
Barrett's got 20 touchdown passes already on the year, and he's run for 4. Again, trying to deal with the noise, and you can tell it's affecting Elliott and Barrett right now in the Buckeye backfield. Elliott brought down after a pickup of about 4 more. Third down coming up for Ohio State. Poetic justice would be if somehow Penn State holds and Ohio State doesn't score. I'm sorry. That's all I can say. Third down and 3.
Over this 4-game stretch for Ohio State, not only have they chewed up yardage and scored points, they've converted 61% of their third down plays. 3rd and 3. Got a lot of options if you're Ohio State here.
They haven't even gotten in third down situations very often. This one you can do a lot with, as Todd said. They fake the fly sweep. It's Barrett on the run, a first down, and he takes it inside the 25 down to the 22.
Barrett ran for 107 yards in their win over Rutgers a week ago. He's getting more and more comfortable with the offense and the things that he's doing. At times, just a good read up the middle. Good solid run for the first down.
He picked up 10. It's first down at the 22. Now our play action got hammered as he threw, and he threw it out the back of the end zone. He took a shot on that one.
Mike Hall, I think, on a run-through blitz. Mike Hall is the leading tackler on this team, a real emotional leader of the defense. And well, he takes great angles, and we see that a lot. They'll run through late, either a run blitz or a pass blitz. That time he put a good hit on the quarterback.
Second down and 10. And again, Barrett's got to go up and get his word to his entire front 5 due to the noise. And timeout taken by Ohio State. Crowd pretty happy with themselves. They should be. I think they caused that timeout. 11:28 remaining in the first quarter. No score. So Ohio State following the timeout. Let's see if the noise meter goes up in a big way here at Beaver Stadium. Crowd knowing that they had something to do with that timeout that J.T. Barrett had to take. Second and 10. Play action. Barrett, plenty of time, goes to his safety valve out in the flat. That's Hireman, and he's about 2 yards shy of the first down as we get on to Holly.
Well, guys, my decibel meter says it's about 102 decibels right here. Urban Meyer quickly called timeout because the signals that J.T. Barrett was using to get the wide receivers in the correct position were confused. He got that fixed in the huddle. They're being a little sharper with how they're directing the guys on the edges, but it is hard to hear out here for the freshman quarterback.
As we said, other than Maryland, they haven't had a true road game, especially not in a stadium this big and a crowd this loud. Third down and 2. The other tight end in motion, a blitz off the corner, and Elliott runs tough and gets the first down, and he's still taking would-be tacklers with him as he got down to the 10-yard line.
There's no question one of the best developments of this Ohio State team since we last saw them is how this offensive line has developed. And that's what Urban told Holly before the game. Coming into the season, Taylor Decker, their left tackle, was the only returning starter. They had 4 new starters, and that was the strength of this offensive team a year ago. Yes, they had Braxton Miller. Yes, they had Carlos Hyde, but their offensive line was outstanding. That group now is starting to gel in a much better fashion.
First and goal right at the 10-yard line. 2 tight ends. And Elliott trying to get to the edge. Did he get there? Yes, he did. Touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, 10-yard touchdown run.
Going for the pylon. Yeah, definitely. Excellent block by the tight end, Nick Vanette. That enabled Elliott to bounce the ball outside. It was designed to go inside, but he read the block of his tight end and bounced it outside and took the ball right to that pylon.
Nürnberger in for the point after. Less than 5 minutes in, and number 13 Ohio State on the board first. Ezekiel Elliott's 5th rushing touchdown of the year, and it's 7-0 Ohio State.
We saw that field position change. Penn State started on their own 16. Turnover. Ohio State started on the Penn State 39, and they scored on their first offensive possession, a touchdown, which they've done in 5 games in a row.
Kick high and deep. Grant Haley brought the last one out. He'll bring this one from 2 yards in. And he got across the 20. Nice return, and again, he almost slipped out of there. Kyle Clinton, the guy that kicked off, is the guy that made the tackle. So a little better field position. Started off strong and has struggled the last couple of weeks.
Well, and he's breaking in new wide receivers. You know, Allen Robinson was his go-to guy. That was his security blanket last year. He's now in the NFL, and they've got young, talented guys growing up.
Here's Belton. And he's got about 3. Out defensively for Ohio State. You know, normally we come in here to do a Penn State game, or at least in past seasons, and we've got somebody that's got 800 yards on the ground or whatever, has had 200 or 300-yard games. There's nobody in their backfield that's had a 100-yard game this year.
And they're only averaging 93 yards a game rushing, which is very un-Penn State-like as well.
That is 118th in the country, in fact, at 93 yards. 2nd down and 6. And Jesse James in motion to set up on the wing to the left side and trying to lead the blocking, and Dalton only got a couple more. Curtis Grant on the inside, the linebacker made the stop.
And what that lack of a running game does is a couple things. Number one, it takes away some of your effectiveness in play action passing. When you run the ball well, that enables you to get chunk plays with play action passing, and then you get in a lot more 3rd down and passing situations where defenses can really pin their ears back and coming after the quarterback.
Hackenberg in the gun. 3rd down and 4. Wants to throw a screen back to the left side, but it's not going to be enough for the 1st down. Got it to Hamilton, but he's about a yard shy. Travis Powell made the hit, and Penn State's going to have to punt. And that's been a little bit of a chore even for them as well. The punting game has not been as strong, and you talked about changing field position, and you got to hit it over 37 yards a kick, because that won't help. Sometimes, as James Franklin said, I'd just rather have a guy that hits him 43 yards every time. I don't need a 55-yarder once and a 27-yarder the next time. Chris Gula is the punter, redshirt freshman. This one goes out of bounds, and let's see where they're going to spot it. A 39-yard drive on the opening march for Ohio State, and now Barrett on a keeper here. And he got about 3 before he's pushed back.
Very important for Penn State's defense to be productive on 1st down. And that was a good win. You hold them to under 3 yards on 1st down. You put a little bit more pressure on this offense. That first touchdown drive, they were 2 for 2 on 3rd downs. They converted a 3rd and 2 and a 3rd and 3. You've got to put them behind the chains a little bit and put a little duress on their quarterback.
They gave him a 2-yard gain at 2nd down and 8. And now Elliott, nice tough run again. He's about a half-yard shy of the first down. Elliott has the touchdown to give Ohio State the lead.
I thought it was interesting when we talked to Bob Shoop, the defensive coordinator for Penn State. He has great respect for this Ohio State offense. He said, you know, it's not like it's a ton of big plays. I mean, it's 6 yards, 5 yards, 4 yards, 9 yards. They just kind of grind it out, and they get these scoring drives.
Try to grind out another yard, but they're not getting this one. Great penetration by the front wall of Penn State. Deion Barnes led the way. That's a big stop there.
Well, they got good penetration from Barnes and the inside tackle as well. Watch the penetration on that side. Got Elliott in the backfield. Austin Johnson, number 99, and Barnes both got in there. And Elliott was hit before he got to the line of scrimmage.
Big time stop for the Nittany Lions, forcing Ohio State's first punt of the night. Cameron Johnston will punt. Jesse Delavelli is back deep for Penn State. Snaps a little high, handles it well, and a low kick, I should say, and Delavelli takes it inside the 20-yard line. 36-yard kick, and no return in his first year here at Penn State. And he said, you know, I haven't even unpacked my boxes. He said, first we took care of our daughters. They're just getting their house arranged, Ava and Addison. And then he said, my wife's room, Fumi, that's next. Set her up. I'm still living out of boxes in my office over here on campus. So he's still getting acclimated a little bit to the area. Akeel Lynch on the carry, got a yard.
Has great energy. He's been an outstanding recruiter throughout his career, and you know, he's brought that enthusiasm here. Did an outstanding job at Vanderbilt and making them relevant. And everybody obviously hoping he'll do the same thing here. And recruiting-wise here at Penn State.
Christian Hackenberg in an empty backfield on 2nd and 9. Throws this one out complete to Hamilton. Hamilton cuts inside across the 30 and a first down for Penn State. Pickup of 16.
Nice little quick throw. Get it out of your hands quick. And it's just like an outside run play. It's like a perimeter run. Get the ball in the hands of Hamilton. Get a couple linemen out in front of him. It's not a traditional run, but in essence, it's an outside run game.
Hamilton's had at least 4 catches and at least 50 yards receiving in every game so far this year. And he's got 3 catches already here in the first quarter. Lynch stays in at tailback on first down. Throw out. Hamilton the other side. Got a nice block from one of his wideouts.
See, what Ohio State does to run the ball on the perimeter is jet sweeps. They run a lot of jet sweeps to get the ball to the perimeter. What Penn State is doing to run the ball on the perimeter are little quick wide receiver screens. Same concept.
On 2nd and 3, it's Lynch, and Lynch has got another first down out around midfield. Penn State's got something working here.
A great block by the left tackle, Donovan Smith. Turned his man out, opened up a nice crease for Akeel Lynch.
Penn State with some tempo on a first down at the 49. Here comes a blitz from the inside. Hackenberg on the roll and the run and completes it out to Kyle Carter. Penn State's got 2 or 3 really good tight ends. Carter's one of them.
Yeah, the one thing that they want to see from their tight ends, they're all kind of big receivers, and they're better in the pass game than they are in the run game right now. They want to get to the point where they're better blockers, more dominant blockers. That gives them a lot of versatility then when they play multiple tight ends who can line up as wide receivers or at the end of the line and be an edge blocker.
The only missed pass for Hackenberg was the interception. 6 out of 7 right now. Blitz coming off the corner. Lynch picks that up. The throw comes the other way. Intended for Hamilton, incomplete. And brings up 3rd and 7.
Coverage by Tulsa for the Buckeyes.
Need to get to the 41-yard line for a first down. Hackenberg pumped once and then re-clutched. He was trying to throw a slant to Hamilton. It's incomplete, and it's 4th down. At least at this point, Todd, they've changed the field again if they get a decent punt this time.
Yeah, that double clutch just kind of messed up the timing there. I'm not sure Hamilton, even if he would have caught that, would have got to the first down marker, but it would have been very close.
I think Michael Bennett got a paw on it too. That's why the pass was kind of flopping its way towards Hamilton's arms. Gula back in to kick. Jalen Marshall stands back inside the 10-yard line on the other end. And it's going to be fielded at the 4. That's a mistake. That's one you let go. And Marshall didn't. And they pay the price. They're going to start inside their own 10-yard line offensively. With our guesses, and then the 12-person committee will give us what they think a few days later. Now Barrett's got to start inside his own 10 with a noisy student section behind him. Ezekiel Elliott, he gets to the next level, and he's got about 12 yards in a first down run.
Well, they're having some success running inside. And I think going into the game, Penn State thought they matched up really well up front and would be able to control the inside run game. But again, this developing offensive line doing a nice job of opening up some inside space for Ezekiel Elliott so far in the ballgame.
He's got 7 carries for 39 yards already and the touchdown run. Barrett, quarterback, draw all the way. Barrett straight up the middle. Nobody brings him down until he crosses the 40-yard line. A 21-yard pickup. And what an added dimension. We talk about missing Braxton Miller, but this kid's a different kind of runner.
Yeah, he's not necessarily a make-you-miss guy, but he runs pretty courageously. And he's got good speed and acceleration. And that's just when you run the quarterback by design, you gain an extra blocker. 73 yards rushing now for Ohio State in the first quarter.
Barrett had over 100 yards and a couple of touchdowns on the ground in the Ohio State win over Rutgers last week. Play action, throws out in the flat to Michael Thomas. And Thomas only got a couple. Look who's out there to make the stop. Mike Hall, the middle linebacker. Some guys don't look the part size-wise and all of that, but they're just football players, and this guy's one. His dad, Tom, played linebacker here back in the 70s. His uncle John played for Penn State as well. Another in the long line of great linebackers here at Linebacker U. Ron Smith in the backfield for the first time for the Buckeyes tonight. Barrett, little indecision, wanted to throw out to the right side, and instead he runs, and he almost got a first down out of it.
I think it was a broken play, and J.T. Barrett made the right decision to do something quickly. He was looking to throw, and no receiver was looking for the football. Watch J.T. Barrett. He's looking to throw. The receivers are blocking. So he just did what you should do instinctively as a quarterback. Tuck it, get what you can, and he got almost close to converting it into a first down.
Big third down for the Nittany Lion defense. Can they stop a 3rd and 1? And it's an empty backfield. This might be Barrett all the way, keeping it again. And he's got it. Let's check in with Holly.
Keep in mind tonight, guys, Penn State is playing without their starting safety, Ryan Kaiser, a senior and the leader of that secondary. He had a freak accident, broke a rib in practice on Thursday. He is not here at all tonight. So in his place, true freshman Marcus Allen, number 2, getting his first career start. He's looked pretty good so far, guys. I've seen him in on a bunch of tackles. Talked to him before the game, and he said he was excited.
I bet the butterflies are gone after the first hit. We got a minute left in the first quarter. And Ohio State with a first down. Curtis Samuel in the backfield with Barrett. Quick slant thrown behind the receiver, but a nice stab by Jalen Marshall. Pickup of 7.
We talked about the development of the offensive line for Ohio State. We talked about the maturation process of J.T. Barrett. The other thing that Urban Meyer is pleased with this offense is the development of the wide receiving group as a group. He feels like they have 6 guys now. They rotate them in, and they're all adding productivity to the offense. And I think you look at all 3 phases, that's why this offense has been on the kind of roll they've been on for the last 4 ball games.
It's a good-looking drive. 7-player that they started way back at the 9-yard line, remember. Barrett flares it out of the backfield. Curtis Samuel made one man miss, got inside the 30. He's got a first down at the 28. And Marcus Allen, who Holly just talked about, knocked him off his pins at that point.
Not a very good play by Jordan Lucas, number 9. He gave up leverage on the play, and that enabled Samuel to get it outside. Watch Jordan Lucas, number 9, take a bad angle and give up outside leverage and allow Samuel to get to the perimeter and get the first down. JT Barrett 4 of 5, 4 completions to 4 different receivers. And the crowd does not seem to be affecting him too negatively at this point. He's communicating very well.
As we start the second quarter, Ezekiel Elliott again. He has had several good runs tonight. Picked up 9 more there. Brandon Bell brings him down. Elliott had a stretch a couple of weeks ago where he really was tearing it up. He had 182 yards in the win over Cincinnati. He's got 48 tonight on 8 carries. Second down in the yard. He stays in there behind Barrett. And Barrett's going to keep this one himself, and he's short. Might have gotten a half yard out of it.
Number 16, JT Barrett on the carry. Hawaiian.
Third down coming up, but third down is very short. Ohio State on third down, as Todd said, when you get it down to those kind of numbers, less than 2 yards to go on third, it really helps the cause. That third down and less than 1 here.
Empty again, and they've run a lot of design quarterback runs. Probably expect another one here.
Quarterback draw, and he got the first down. Ball forward inside the 17.
Barry on the keeper. Run down by Hall. First and 10 for the Buckeyes.
This is the spot I would expect to see Ohio State take a throw to the end zone. Their tight ends have gotten more and more active in their pass game. Nick Vannett, a couple touchdowns last week. Hireman, the other tight end. They've run the ball extremely well. Now might be a time to go play action and take a shot.
Barrett himself has picked up first downs 3 times on third. First down from the 17. There's the play action Todd was talking about. He's not going to get the shot, though. He does spin away from the first would-be tackle, and he goes down for a loss. It's Hall on the stop. They were going to take it. Shot there, Todd.
Well, Deion Barnes is able to get penetration. He slips inside of the pulling guard, Billy Price, and that forces the quarterback Barrett to leave the pocket. They were looking to throw the end zone. It wasn't open quick, and the pressure from Barnes forced the play to break down.
Loss of 1 at second down and 11. 3 receivers to the top, including Hireman, the tight end. Blitz coming off the corner. Flags are down. Plays dead.
Full start. Offense number 15. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
First penalty of the game is going to make it second down and 16 coming up.
Well, I think Brandon Bell was threatening the blitz from the outside, and that means Ezekiel Elliott was responsible for that blitz, and he got a little anxious when he saw that blitzer coming off the edge.
Just flinched a little bit. Play of the drive back at the 23-yard line. And again, flags down.
Well, they were messed up. Dontre Wilson.
Full immediate timeout, Ohio State. Their second.
Dontre Wilson was never lined up correctly. Urban Meyer was trying to get him squared away and had to call timeout to prevent another penalty.
I love those guys in the end zone. I'm just glad they don't wear number 14 because I'd have to stand up for my partner.
Yeah. I want to know who their orthodontist is.
Stay away from them. 6.5-minute drive, and we got flags down after a timeout. Just kind of hard to do.
Oh, another movement penalty. I think the left tackle moved early. Now, was he drawn off into movement or not?
I think Zettel kind of jumps in that neutral zone too, so we'll see who it's on.
Offside, defense, number 98. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
That was a call. Zettel's the guy with the flag. So that negates the false start penalty and takes it back to where we started at the 17-yard line. The 18-yard line, beg your pardon. The linesman's got to go grab his flag and hustle back. Second down and 11. Barrett throws in and out of the hands.
Nice play by Jordan Lucas that time. Cover 2, that corner's in zone. He's able to peel back on that out route. Watch him read the route and then come back inside and hit right as the ball gets there to Wilson. Nice timed hit by the cornerback Lucas.
First third down and long of the night for the Buckeyes. 3rd and 11. Empty backfield for Barrett. A lot of movement again. And the flags fly into the middle one more time.
Ball start. Offense number 3. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Well,
Thomas.
And we mentioned it. The only true road game Ohio State has played this year was at Maryland. And Byrd Stadium is not the same as Beaver Stadium. It just isn't. Their other game was a neutral site game against Navy to open the season in Baltimore. And right now, this Penn State crowd is having a little bit of an effect.
Holly says it's 102 decibels. Let's see if they get a little louder this time. 3rd and 16. Barrett in trouble again. And he's going to go down. Deion Barnes has got him. And that might take him out of field goal range as well. Big time sack there.
Well, this was made by Austin Johnson, the tackle. Austin Johnson goes upfield and takes 2 men, and Barnes comes underneath and ends up getting the sack. Austin Johnson set it up. Deion Barnes came on the inside stunt and got the sack. That's good work by the tackle in the end, working together on a pass rush.
The reason I said it might take him out of field goal range because the guy that's lining up hasn't hit one this deep yet. His longest is 46. This will be a 49-yard attempt by Sean Nurnberger. Nurnberger from 49. Got a nice hit on it, and he nailed it. Nice. 10-0. Ohio State capped a 13-play drive, 59 yards, and 7.5 minutes to get that field goal. That field goal is a little questionable, too, and we'll tell you why in a second. Kyle Clinton to kick. Haley Walker back deep. And this one's going to be too deep for Grant. I mentioned the field goal was good for 49 yards, but look in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. That's the play clock. And it has expired well before the snap. I'm going to bring Bill in again. Bill, go ahead. What do you got?
Back judge is responsible for the play clock. He's pretty deep with the field goal attempt, but at the same time, it's one thing to get massaged by a second.
Yeah,
it's another thing. That looks like about a 3-second delay there on that one.
Yeah.
So we've had a couple of interesting situations with the officiating and with the replay booth tonight. Meanwhile, Penn State, they got something going on one drive tonight. Got it across Ohio State's side of the field, but still no points. They work from the 25. Hackenberg on play action, rolling to throw back across his body to the middle of James. And Jesse James about 8 yards on the reception.
One thing we're seeing with this Penn State offense, and they are doing some things, but they've had 4 drives. 2 of them have started on their own 16, 1 on their own 22, and this one started on the 20. And that's a long field to look at with an offensive line that's had some issues and a running game that hasn't been super against a defense that's pretty solid. So they just have not been able to gain a field position edge, but they have been fairly productive with their run pass mix.
We saw they've only had the ball about half the amount of time that the Buckeyes have. Bill Belton, Joshua Perry brought him down about a yard shy of the first down. Maybe not a yard, maybe a couple of feet. First 3 drives for Penn State. An interception and 2 punts. Right now they need a yard on 3rd down. And it's Belton trying to take it wide. That might not have been a good choice. It wasn't. Joey Bosa is the guy that made the play. Didn't get the tackle. But it's actually a loss on the play, and it's 4th down.
And this play needs to hit inside. Bill Belton needs to kind of put his nose down and get right inside and get the first down. As soon as he breaks outside, he has no chance. He runs right into Bosa by breaking outside, and then the rest of the Ohio State pursuit.
2nd 3 and out now for Penn State. And Chris Gula's got a punt.
Are you kidding?
And that a great kick. On one hop, taken there in great coverage, though.
That's a dead ball because he made a signal. It was not over his head, but it was a signal, a waving signal. And as soon as that happens, and as soon as he touches the ball, it's a dead ball.
Jalen Marshall's made a couple of questionable catches on punt return. Ohio State a 10-0 lead and the ball back at their own 28-yard line. Barrett off play action throws it out quickly to Hireman, and he dives close to a first down. Marcus Allen, the freshman that Holly was talking about, in on the tackle.
See, that's one of those combo plays. The line blocks run, and the quarterback has the option of either giving the ball to the back or throwing it quickly outside. Very difficult to distinguish for the Penn State front 7. When you run the ball that effectively, those plays become deadly.
Hireman stretched it out enough to get the first down at the 38. Straight ahead, picked up 6 more.
You know, I think it's worth remembering as we're at this point in the season, when we had Ohio State back in September and J.T. Barrett was the new starter, you know, they lost Braxton Miller 12 days before the season opened. And he was a 3-year starter, the 2-time Big Ten Player of the Year. They lost 4 offensive line starters. They had a lot to replace, not just Braxton Miller, and they have come a long way in 6 ball games.
Elliott again, about a yard shy of the first down. 2 tight ends in there. Van Epp sets up on the left side on a 3rd down and 1. Elliott runs that way, and he's short. Austin Johnson submarined underneath and then got help from his friends.
That's a couple times that Austin Johnson has got good penetration. C.J. Oleanen, also number 86, he turns it back inside. He maintained leverage. Naeem Wortman, number 5, the outside linebacker there, also on the play. Good solid defense by the Penn State front 7 on that short yardage play.
As well as Elliott has run tonight, that's the 2nd time he's been stopped on 3rd and 1. A little bit surprised they didn't have Rod Smith in there, their short yardage back. At any rate, a big stop for Penn State's defense, and Cameron Johnston has to punt it away.
That was a critical stop for Penn State because 10 points, I just don't know that they can get behind by more than 10. Flag is down. I don't think they got this play off. I think the back judge got it this time.
Della Valle lets it go in the
Right
end
of the
zone.
snap. Delay of game, offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
I'm sure Penn State folks would like to have the other one back and not this one.
See, the difference is he's watching the clock only on this play, whereas on the field goal attempt, he's watching the clock, and he has to be there to be able to determine whether the field goal is good or not.
Urban telling his guys, the clock's right down there on the other end. You can see it, fellas. Johnston with the punt. Della Valle's take a fair catch back at the 10-yard line.
This Penn State offense, and you know, it doesn't help the field position. This is the 3rd drive that Penn State has started in the first half inside their own 20-yard line. Makes it hard to call offense.
In this case at the 10, and Hackenberg backpedals almost to his own goal line. Now airs it out long, intended for Hamilton, incomplete.
You know, they need a big play. They need a big chunk play. The only problem with taking that shot on first down, if you miss, now it's 2nd and 10 on your own 10-yard line. And again, you're in a difficult part of the field Right now, you got to think, we got to get a first down, get a little more breathing room, and then try to get something going down the field again. Ohio State has been good defensively, not giving up big plays. Not just in this ball game, but over this 4-game win streak. We talk about their offense, but their defense has not given up big plays either.
3 tight ends in there for Penn State. Blitz coming. Hackenberg throws high and got Hamilton drilled in the secondary by Uriah.
The blitz is what caused the high throw. There's an unblocked guy. He comes in. Hackenberg has to get rid of the ball maybe a little sooner than he wanted to, and the ball sailed on him. And now you have 3rd and 10.
And this is where you really don't want to make a mistake if you're Hackenberg, because he's had one, even though it shouldn't have been an interception, picked off tonight, and you don't want it to happen down here at your own 10-yard line. Christian has only hit one of his last 5 passes. 3rd down and 10. Still looking for a 3rd down conversion on the night. Again, the extra man coming. Hackenberg has time and runs out of it, and down he goes inside the 5, and the helmet comes off.
Now, that's one he's got to get rid of. And I know he's been sacked. That's his 21st sack that Penn State has given up, but he had enough time to do something with the football. It's pretty good protection. Lynch picks up the blitz. He's just got to throw that one away. I mean, there's got to be that clock in his head that goes off. Here's the leading sacker of this team, Bosa, working around the outside. He gets in on the play, but I do think Hackenberg at that point had time to throw it away.
Lula doesn't have a lot of room to work with here to punt. Backed up to his own end line. Hasn't had any great punts tonight, and this one is no better. Bounced at the 38. And that's where Ohio State's going to go to work. Ohio State, they've got 1 timeout to work, 6 minutes and 18 seconds. They can do just about anything they want on this spot on the field.
You know, in today's college football, with all the spread and the hurry up and the no-huddle and the high-scoring offenses, we don't talk so much about the hidden yardage in football and field position, but it is still a critical factor. And with an old-school coach like Urban Meyer, it's huge.
They might take a shot right here. Throw to the outside is complete, and it's Dontre Wilson. A pickup of 14 and a first down.
Number 2,
Dontre Wilson and Jalen Marshall, kind of hybrid receiver running back types. A little bit like Percy Harvin was at Florida under Urban Meyer.
Both very fast, both difficult guys to tackle in space. And Ohio State uses them in a lot of different ways.
At the 6-minute mark of the half, Ohio State threatening again. Option, pitch to Elliott. And Elliott goes for 5 more.
Another 3rd and short. You know, again, this is Ohio State's run game has been effective. I think more effective than Penn State's defense thought it might be tonight. Nice job by Barrett drawing the tackle on the option, pitching at the last minute, and then Elliott getting that ball up the field into inside the 20-yard line.
Paul made another tackle, and he was a little shaken before he got up after making that stop. 2nd down and 4. In the red zone again. Well, the Buckeyes have been very efficient this year. Elliott broke 1 tackle, got away from Hall. And he's got a first down at the 11.
Their inside run game has been outstanding tonight. And it's not just zone blocking. They like to pull a guard. It's more of a power run. They block down, they pull the backside guard. In this case, it was Billy Price, and they lead up through with the guard. They have been very effective running that gap play on the inside.
This time Barrett keeps it. He goes straight ahead to the 6.
The combination of Elliott on the inside runs and the design quarterback runs that have been inside, or reads in this case by J.T. Barrett, that's where they gained their yardage. They did have the 1 touchdown run with Elliott when he bounced it to the outside, but primarily it's been inside running.
Barrett showing great poise and patience on that last run. Could have been cut down in the backfield, and instead got it down for a 5-yard gain. They can get a first down at the 1-yard line. Elliott straight ahead. Did he get to the goal line? Not quite, but he's got a first down. 1st and goal, Ohio State.
Well, they They found a gap. A lot of times you audible and you check to the bubble. They found the bubble in the defense. Backup linebacker in there, a freshman, Jason Cup. The bend.
Wow, they throw for it from the 2-foot line to Hireman for the touchdown. So Barrett, after chewing yardage up on the ground between he and Ezekiel Elliott, just pulls up on a quick snap from about the 2-foot line and throws a 1-yard touchdown pass.
Darian Berger is on deck to kick the extra point for the Buckeyes.
Again, everything's set up by the Ohio State run game. They're gashing them on the inside runs, and then that little play action flip wide open for the touchdown.
Extra point is up and good.
Again, you know, balance is the way to play offense. That's what Ohio State has right now. That running game is setting up everything that they do.
Haley has a little bit of a problem at the goal line, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
Later, but at that point, we thought it was a silly game, but we like where we live. It's quiet.
Great spot. Here's not Belton, Hamilton. Hamilton lost the ball. Scramble for the fumble. Let's see who got it. I think he got back on top of it. One of his teammates, Chris Godwin, recovered. And that could have been a big-time disaster for Penn State, just trying to stay in this game right now.
The only thing that they've been able to do with some consistency is the quick screens, and that one very close to going the other way.
The recovery out at the 29. So it brings up 2nd down and 6. Hackenberg on the roll, and a nice throw. That time he got it to Hamilton again, and Hamilton steps out for a 1st down.
Got to move the pocket. Don't let Ohio State get a bead on where Christian Hackenberg is going to be. Nice job going on the bootleg there on 2nd down. Nice throw to the sideline.
Again, no hurry here. 3 minutes and change remaining in the half. Penn State's got all of its timeouts remaining. Hackenberg 9 out of 14 so far here in the 1st half.
Well, these two guys right here have to get involved in the action. They're the big play receiver guys. Very quiet so far down the field.
Blitz off the corner. The run by Belton goes the other way. Picked up a couple as he crossed the 40. Michael Bennett's in on the tackle.
Geno Lewis and Deshaun Hamilton are the two guys that have a chance to threaten this Ohio State secondary.
Hamilton, as we said, came in as the leading receiver as far as receptions in the Big Ten. 2nd down and 9. About 2:15 remaining at the snap. Hackenberg sidearms it out to Belton, and nowhere to run or hide. He's dropped for a loss of about 3. It's been a long time since they haven't scored in the 1st half. 3 years. And now time is becoming a little more important. I said they had plenty of time. We're down to 1:45 and they're still in the huddle. 3rd down and 14. Have to get all the way to the 49-yard line for a 1st down. James, the tight end, in motion. Blitz coming on Hackenberg. Over the middle. Oh, what a collision. Monty Reeves. And Geno Lewis still trying to get up. Gula's got to punt it away. This has been a dreadful punting night. We knew they had issues in the punting department, but the fans don't even like it right now. That was Pasquarelli. Buckeyes still have a timeout to work with. They begin at their own 35-yard line.
Maybe Urban Meyer here and offensive coordinator Tom Herman. You see, if they can get this first down, your quarterback's making very good decisions. They get the 1st down, you might go for it.
They get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. You saw that graphic. They have started 20 yards better field possession-wise tonight. Ohio State has than Penn State. And it's just hard, like you said. That end zone on the other end looks like it's a mile away every time you get it.
Well, what it feels like is if you're Penn State, you're playing uphill.
And these guys are playing downhill.
And Ohio State's playing downhill. And for the last 5 weeks, Ohio State's offense has been playing downhill, and field position has been a huge part of that.
Quarterback draw all the way for Barrett for about a 5-yard gain.
So the reason Urban's not going to be too crazy here is because they deferred the opening kickoff. They're going to get the ball first to start the third quarter anyway. They want to see if they make that first down. You make a first down, you maybe get aggressive and try to get another score, but no sense in being foolish here either as the clock runs under 20 seconds.
7th time tonight that Ohio State's had third down and 4 or less. And because of that, they've been able to convert on third down, and Penn State hasn't. Blitz coming. It gets to Barrett, and they'll sack him for a 2-yard loss. Brandon Bell is the guy that brought the first pressure. And then Austin Johnson is the guy that cleaned up. And Ohio State content.
Not sure what they were doing there. Third down and 4, and
Penn State's going to make them run another play. Timeout for the Nittany Lions with 2 seconds left. And it's 4th down. I wouldn't even chance a punt here. I'd go out here, take a snap, take a knee. Half's over. Pretty sure that's what Urban will do. The theory being that you never know, one play could be a mishandled.
Well, that's why Penn State called timeout, hoping that they get a chance to maybe block a punt.
Or if they don't try to punt, maybe it'd be a bad snap to Barrett. Every little bit counts when you're struggling as bad as they have offensively in this half. And now they put a couple extra seconds back on the clock. So the offense comes back out on 4th down. JT Barrett has something to say to the referee, as if to say, okay, Mr. O'Neal, we're just going to take a knee here and get out of here. With what will be a 17-point halftime lead. And he backpedals for a couple of seconds and does take that knee, and that'll bring the first half to a close. So for the first time in 3 years, Penn State has been shut out in the first half at home. And Ohio State will have the ball to start the third quarter. So trying to win their 19th straight regular season Big Ten game. The Buckeyes ranked 13th. And of course, pretty soon the AP poll is not going to matter. It's going to matter what the committee, the 12-person committee, has to say with the 14 playoff coming up at the end of the year. But right now they've been impressive enough to be halfway to being 6-1 and 3-0 in conference play. And again, they get the football first to start the second half.
Well, Urban Meyer hinted to Holly they'd be a little bit more aggressive and open things up offensively. The way their defense has played, I would certainly expect that.
Dontre Wilson picked it up on the bounce at about the 7-yard line, and he's got a nice return out. And again, good field position at the 33-yard line, which has been huge. As we take a look at our Pacific Life game summary through 2 quarters. No third down conversions for Penn State in the first half, and look at the difference. The 38-yard line to the 26, and that's about the same score here. It's going to be the 33-yard line to start things off. Neither team has done much in the passing department, and 11 yards on the ground for the Nittany Lions. So here's JT Barrett at the controls. First down at the 33 to open up quarter number 3. They've only thrown 9 passes in the first half. Haven't had to do much more. And won't pass here either. Elliott, this time Penn State there to meet him after a short game. Austin and Allen in on the stop.
Marcus Allen again getting the start tonight. The freshman out of Upper Marlboro, Maryland. For Ryan Kaiser, who is the senior. Starting free safety, had a kind of a freak injury in practice on Thursday, a rib injury, and is out.
Fly sweep coming from Jalen Marshall. And Marshall put down after a short gain again. A perfect scenario for Bob Shoop and the Penn State defense is to get a 3 and out on Ohio State to open the third quarter. That would give them a little bit of hope if they can prevent a 3rd and 6 right here. Fans who haven't had a lot to cheer about realize what I'm saying right now, and they try to make it difficult for the Buckeyes. Empty backfield for Barrett. Blitz coming. Throws across the middle and it's intercepted. Going the other way. And it's going to be out at the 1-yard line for Zettel. No, it's a touchdown.
Well, they really fooled the young quarterback from Ohio State. It was a zone blitz. They brought pressure from the outside and dropped both defensive tackles. And it really fooled J.T. Barrett. He threw hot against the blitz, and he threw right to a defensive lineman.
Defensive lineman dream, if ever there was one. Again, I thought he was out at the 1-yard line, but he was trucking for a big guy, and he got in. I think his left knee got the pylon. Hit right there. He's in. I said a 3rd down stop would be the perfect scenario. This one's even better.
The question is, did his left foot step out of bounds or drag out of bounds before he crossed the goal line?
He moved from defensive end to defensive tackle this year. John O'Neill's talking to Tom Fiedler and the guys upstairs. But I think his knee was inside the pylon where his left foot was still in midair. Penn State trying to get something to go right. And that's the best thing that could have happened to him. First interception by J.T. Barrett in the last 111 passes, and it's a pick 6 by a 276-pound defensive tackle. Sam Ficken in for the point after. Gula is the new holder. Normally it would have been Kaiser, who Todd just talked about, but no problem with that battery. Up and good.
Well, here's how they fooled J.T. Barrett. They showed pressure, but watch these 2 inside guys. Pressure's going to come from here. The 2 inside tackles are going to drop. It's a zone blitz. They only rushed 4. J.T. Barrett read it as a full blitz. He threw hot right into the waiting arms of a dropped defensive lineman. Zettel does the rest. They fooled him with the coverage. They fooled him with the pressure. And Penn State's defense helps out the offense big time.
Zettel was one of our impact players. That's his 2nd interception of the season. This one's good for a touchdown. Coach Franklin's finally got something to build on. The lead cut to 10. First interception for a touchdown by Penn State since 2009. It couldn't have come at a better time. Well, that changes the game a little bit.
Well, that's what James Franklin said to us, and Bob Shoop, the defensive coordinator, says the challenge now, we've played really good defense. How do we go from being good to elite? The missing piece has been turnovers and defensive touchdowns. If we get that going, then our defensive performance becomes elite.
Pickens' kick is deep. Wilson will take a knee. So Ohio State comes out to the 25 after being picked off. 40-yard touchdown return for a score. Interception return, I should say, for the score. Back to the ground to Elliott. And he pops out for 9 yards. Looked like he was only going to get 4. Nice second effort by Ezekiel Elliott.
Ezekiel Elliott's certainly not as big or powerful as Carlos Hyde. They're back from a year ago, but running with great power inside. He has gotten stopped on a couple third down and shorts, but that was more because of penetration of Penn State. He's run pretty tough inside.
And he does again. He got a first down out to the 40. Ezekiel with the midriff type jersey showing. A lot of people teasing him that he's trying to emulate former Heisman winner Eddie George. He says, I just don't like long jerseys. I'd rather tuck it under my pads. He goes down for a loss this time. Eddie had about a 13-pack when he played for Ohio State as a Heisman Trophy winner. I used to kid Eddie and say his muscles had muscles. Ezekiel's built pretty well too, put together pretty good. He's having a good night, heading towards another 100-yard rushing night. Second down at 14. This might be the first throw since the interception. He might not get a chance to throw. Fires out complete. Bennett, the tight end, upended at the 42, and it's going to bring up third down and long.
And really good poise by J.T. Barrett. Good blitz pickup by Elliott. Boy, he sticks his nose right in there, and then Barrett doesn't panic. He knows it's pressure. He goes to the other side of the formation quickly. He doesn't leave the pocket, and he makes a nice throw for a completion.
Here's your pressure down, though. Third down and 8, and the stadium's starting to rock. Barrett, slip screen, loss of a yard.
Nice job by the Penn State defensive line. They red screen right away. If you watch the two tackles, Zettel and Johnson, watch the inside tackles. They feel we're not getting blocked. That's a screen all the way. Austin Johnson there, Mike Hall there. Very quickly they diagnosed that screen on third down and got the stop.
So first they get an interception return for a touchdown. Now they get another stop and force an Ohio State punt from Cameron Johnston. Valley trying to clear everybody out of the way. Goes to the end zone. So is everybody wearing white at Beaver Stadium. First down, Penn State from the 20. Blitz coming on Hackenberg. Throws. Complete out to the 24.
Now the challenge needs to go to this Penn State offense too. They've only had one play in the ball game over 10 yards, and that was a 16-yard pass play. As you look at their first half possessions, just not able to mount much of anything and not threaten this Ohio State defense down the field at all.
Second down and 7 for Hackenberg. Any kind of running game that helped the cause, but that hasn't been the story so far. We're 5 minutes into the third quarter. Stands tall and throws short. Intended for Kyle Carter, the tight end. Carter thinks he was interfered with. Brings up third down.
Carter was open. The ball was a little bit underthrown and behind Carter. And as he tried to come back for the football, he slipped.
Converted a third down tonight. Hard to win a game. You don't get a few of those. It's 3rd and 7. 3 tight ends in there again. 2 of them right there in front of you. Blitz from the secondary, and it got to Hackenberg. Down he goes. Darren Lee, the linebacker, gets the sack.
Well, he timed it perfect, and somehow he comes unblocked. There's only 4 guys rushing. Actually, it was just a whiff by Bill Belton. Bill Belton, the back, is responsible for that linebacker. He tried to go low for a cut block and just missed it. You got to take that blitz on chest high. You can't cut the legs out on an inside blitz like that.
Asquariello Trying to punt. Two freshmen have had all kinds of trouble punting tonight. This one's a little better because they got a bounce. And now it's been touched. And down goes Jalen Marshall. Pretty fortuitous bounce, and then Marshall, who's had some issues back there as a punt returner tonight. I'm not sure this was a good idea either. You can see the plays develop from there. Let's put it that way. Let's see what develops here from the 30-yard line. Going to be Dontre Wilson. And he got to the corner. He's dangerous in the open field. He gets 14 on this play. And a first down as we check in with Robert Flores. Amazing. Everybody just kind of counted South Carolina out of things, and the old ball coach has got him playing pretty good at Auburn. First down from the 44. Elliott going wide and then cutting it back inside and got almost 10 again.
Back-to-back perimeter runs. They ran most of the time inside in the first half. Now back-to-back perimeter runs. One by Wilson, this one by Elliott. Nice blocking out in front by Ironman, the tight end. And now they're in Penn State territory. One area that I've not seen JT Barrett try to exploit, I think they've got a matchup problem in the secondary with Penn State. If they've got fast receivers, they haven't tried to throw the ball downfield to a wide receiver yet.
They fake the sweep to Wilson, and now they do try to go downfield, and it is almost intercepted, nearly caught by Thomas. A nice play back there defensively by Marcus Allen.
They faked the sweep after two perimeter runs. The ball's thrown a little bit inside, and that enabled the safety, Marcus Allen, to make a play. If the ball's thrown outside the numbers a little bit further, it's a chance for a big completion inside the 10. Pressure by Bell affected the throw as well.
Another 3rd and 1. Seems like that's been the case all night. Jones is in at quarterback.
Barrett hit his arm on that throw.
Jones straight ahead, and he didn't get there. He got drilled in the hole. And they're short.
Design quarterback run all the way. Penetration, and then right in the hole, Wortman. Naeem Wortman, the weak side linebacker, with the first hit. Hit him high, too. Not enabling Cardale Jones to fall forward. Cardale 6'5", 250 pounds, a big quarterback. But because he was hit high, he wasn't able to fall forward.
I don't think he got this, but they're going to bring the chain gang out anyway. Take a look. Yeah. The line is pretty true. Third time tonight they've been stopped on 3rd down and 1. We said they've had a lot of 3rd and 1s. And Penn State defense showing why they're so tough against the rush.
I wouldn't be shocked to see Urban Meyer go for it here, even though they have been stopped on some short yardage plays. He wants to maintain momentum in this game, and he knows his defense has played so well. They're not fearful of Penn State's offense scoring a bunch of points, if any points on it, in this second half.
4th down and a yard. Barrett back in there with Elliott behind him. Elliott, I think he cartwheeled for the first down, but he had to earn it.
It was less than a yard that was needed. Della Valle came in from his safety spot. Watch the top of the screen, number 39. He cuts the legs out. But I think because it was such a short yardage needed, just the fall, the cartwheel, as you called it, afterwards gets the first down.
Again, from up top, there was the contact, and then he just spins his way and hits the deck. Just what he needed. Good enough for the first down just outside the 45. Barrett, play action, going deep. And almost picked off by Allen again. And Devin Smith had to sort of wait on that ball.
Well, again, the ball a little bit inside on the throw because of pressure. That's the second time Barrett's tried to throw downfield zone, and he's been under duress, and the ball trails inside on him a little bit. And Marcus Allen in good position to make the play. Trying to go to his big play receiver in Devin Smith.
Now Jalen Marshall and the Wildcat taking the snap, fakes a pitch and goes straight ahead.
Barrett, the ball carrier.
Down close to the 40-yard line. Well, Ohio State trying a little bit of everything on this particular possession.
Well, Marshall was a high school quarterback, very successful high school quarterback in Ohio. And looked very comfortable running that play.
He had over 4,700 yards rushing in his high school career from that quarterback spot.
Middletown High School.
3rd down and 5. Here's Marshall on the sweep. And he got the first down and more. Hall tracks him down, but not before he got to the 29-yard line.
Well, Hireman got a nice block, and watch the wide receiver, Evan Spencer, number 6, get a block out there as well. Ezekiel Elliott with a block. This is excellent perimeter blocking by wide receivers, tight ends, running backs, and an easy conversion for Jalen Marshall.
And now Dontre Wilson of the Wildcat. They are emptying the playbook on this series. Wilson so cat quick, and he got down to the 25.
Well, part of it is they're excellent ball carriers, and part of it is you save a few hits on your quarterback. You want quarterback design runs because you pick up an extra blocker, but you don't want your starting quarterback to absorb all those hits. So pretty good philosophy here for Ohio State, mixing up who's taking the snaps on these design quarterback runs.
It'll be Wilson again. 10th play of the drive. He's just going to follow Ezekiel Elliott on the sweep. And he got to the edge. Elliott got a pretty decent block. He only picked up 2 yards. Adrian Amos knocked him out of bounds. Musical quarterbacks going on right now. There's the official quarterback. J.T. Barrett back in there. 3rd down and 5.
Keep an eye on Nick Bennett right here. Number 81, the tight end.
Samuels in the backfield with Barrett. And clock winds down. They had to call a timeout. They were running out of time again. That's the 3rd time tonight. And at least the 2nd time of those occasions. And I think the crowd had a definite effect on what was going on. Pretty good indication that you've tried a little bit of everything. 4 different guys have taken a snap at quarterback in this drive alone. After the timeout, let's see what Urban Meyer and Tom Herman have cooked up on 3rd down and 5 again. They are only one of their last 7 on 3rd down conversions. Barrett, plenty of time, double clutched and hit, swatted down at the line. There goes Zettel again. He's having a pretty good game, isn't he?
He's a very active guy. He started out his career as a defensive end. They moved him inside to tackle. He's very quick. He knew he couldn't get there. He'd actually jumped twice, but had his eyes on the quarterback the entire time.
Looking up at the replay of him knocking down what would have been a conversion and forcing this field goal. Nurnberger will drop on from 41. He hit from 49 earlier, which was his long of the year. Snap was a little wide, and the kick is going to be wide as well. No good. The snap was to the right, and so was the kick. A wasted drive, you can tell by the reaction of Urban Meyer. And Penn State doesn't allow any more points and still trailing by 10.
But the problem so far for Penn State, 28 plays on offense, only 72 yards. Less than 3 yards per play. Still looking for answers.
Just a shade over 3 yards of play at halftime, so it's going the wrong direction. Heel Lynch, and Lynch, his best run of the night. Out close to the 31-yard line. We check in with Robert Flores. Robert, 2nd down and 3 here. Ohio State with a 10-point lead on Penn State. Hackenberg actually under center here with Belton behind him. Haven't seen a lot of quarterbacks under center tonight. Going to toss it to Belton, and it's going to be an end around coming the other way to Hamilton. He cuts back to the inside, and he lost 3. And they try to trick play, and they trick themselves.
Well, Bosa made the play. You know, Bosa is one of those guys, you know he wants to rush the quarterback, but he showed great discipline on this play, staying outside and playing the proper technique on this reverse and not allowing the play to get outside. Watch him feather and force the ball carrier back to inside where he had help.
Hackenberg is going to go long on 3rd down and almost caught out there by Geno Lewis, and there comes a flag. Eli Apple is going to be pass interference.
Eli Apple definitely made contact. Not sure he was making a play on the football.
Big time shove with both hands there at the end of the play. There's a left jab. There's a face mask. A little bit of everything happening. So Penn State gets a chunk play by penalty. They'll take it. They move the sticks, 1st down at the 43-yard line. Remember, Penn State has barely been on Ohio State's side of the field tonight. They're at least approaching midfield right now. Hackenberg, pump fake, throws. Oh, what a collision on the tight end. Jasicki just got leveled by Von Bell.
Well, they threw so many wide receiver screens in the first half. They were trying to go for a big play by faking the wide receiver screen and throw deep. And then they ended up having 2 receivers in the same area. I'm not so sure Geno Lewis wasn't supposed to continue to run deep on that route because the tight end, Jasicki, they were in the same area, and that could have been a disastrous play for Penn State.
And Von Bell did a nice job to tilt his head to the side and hit him with his shoulder, and he leveled him for sure. 2nd down and 10, empty backfield. Hackenberg quick throw to the outside to Lynch. Lynch, the tailback, picked up maybe 4. Actually more like 3. Now they really need a 3rd down conversion here. 3rd down and 7. James, the tight end, in motion. Hackenberg, quick slant. This time he got it complete. He threw into some traffic, but he got it to Hamilton for a 1st down.
Well, Hamilton came up with a big-time play because he knew when he goes into the middle and he has to leave his feet, he's probably going to take a shot. Nice job by Akeel Lynch picking up the stunt. He actually blocked Michael Bennett, and then Hamilton makes a nice catch in traffic.
And with the 3rd play in Ohio State territory tonight. The Nittany Lions offense. It's a 2-yard gain. Adolphus Washington makes the stop on Lynch. But boy, Penn State gets down and at least gets 3 out of this. It'd be a huge boost for them.
And the other thing they're allowing right now is their defense to get a little rest.
Yeah.
Defense has played a lot more plays than their offense so far in this ball game. They've come up with some stops. They came up with a score, and now they're coming up with a chance to rest.
2nd down and 8. Play action, bootleg, Hackenberg. 1-pump fake, and now fires on the run, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tyvis Powell.
This is so well played by Tyvis Powell. He saw the crossing route. He felt it coming across. It was Chris Godwin, number 12, the intended receiver. And Tyvis Powell just stayed right in his inside hip pocket, read the quarterback, and then made a break on the football. That's an outstanding play by Tyvis Powell.
Looked like a receiver getting his hands out there for that one. His 2nd interception of the season. And it gives it back to the Ohio State offense at the 30-yard line. And let's see if that Penn State defense, it's a little more rested, can come up with another stop. Well, they stopped Elliott for a loss on the play. Carl Nassib made that stop.
Nassib with penetration. Looked like maybe a missed assignment blocking up front for Ohio State because Nassib was untouched and able to get deep into the backfield for a huge loss of yardage play.
Loss of 6, in fact. Second down and 16. Play action. Trouble in the backfield again. Barrett's going down again. Brandon Bell with a sack.
Brandon Bell, the field linebacker, came on a blitz. I think Ezekiel Elliott got confused whether he was supposed to block him or not. Watch 15 just go right by the blitzing linebacker, and Bell able to grab a hold of the jersey. Elliott passes him up. He has a direct route to the quarterback, and back-to-back negative plays for this Penn State defense.
There's not a lot of plays in there that are 3rd down and 23 worthy, and the fans here know it. They're going to play this conservatively and kick the football.
Well, you know, at the top of the show, we asked the question, this strength-on-strength matchup, who's for real? I think you'd say both teams are for real. I think Ohio State's offense has proven that they can move the football. They've got balance. And this Penn State defense has proven that in their biggest challenge of the season so far, that they're more than up for the task as well.
Down to the final half minute of the quarter. Cameron Johnston will have to punt. Delaware Valley hasn't had much return opportunities tonight because of the punts staying away from him. And Johnson got a good kick here. He will have a shot at this one after 34. Made a couple guys missing down out to the 40-yard line. And one play before the end of the 3rd. There's what's flying around. That's it. That's a human sheepdog over there that's got this stuff flying all over the field.
Looks a little bit like that dog we ran across today.
Before we climb Mount Nittany.
Holly Rowe got us lost looking for Mount Nittany.
Totally lost.
How do you not find a mountain? Is it the biggest thing here at State College?
8 seconds left in the quarter. Blitz coming. And it runs right in Joshua Perry to Akeel Lynch to end the quarter. So it's going to be 2nd down and long to start the 4th quarter for Penn State. And they got a long ways to come back, trailing by 10. 4th quarter coming up. Brad Nessler, Tom Blackledge, and Holly Rowe. 10-point Ohio State lead. Penn State trying to muster some offense and cut into that lead. Hackenberg, empty backfield, throws a short pass to Hamilton, and he lost yardage again.
Well, again, Ohio State's defense has played outstanding today. And we expected Ohio State's offense to play well. We expected Penn State's defense to play well and battle. But the Ohio State defense has dominated, completely dominated Penn State's offense. Penn State had 11 yards of offense in that 3rd quarter, and they've gone backwards on the first 2 plays of this quarter as well.
Tommy Shutt made that last play for the loss and forces a 3rd down and 15. Just no vertical passing game tonight for Penn State at all. And the tight ends haven't been that much involved either. James was in motion there. Hackenberg in trouble. And down he goes again. This time it's Adolphus Washington.
And this is max protection. I mean, you're keeping a tight end in and a back. So that's 7 guys blocking against whatever Ohio State brings, and they still couldn't protect Christian Hackenberg. It's a 4-man rush, 7 blockers, and a sack for Adolphus Washington. That just is not supposed to happen. But credit Ohio State for getting the play done.
That's 3 straight negative plays, and that's why it's 4th down and 22. And another errant punt. It hasn't mattered who's punted tonight for Penn State. 79 total yards right now from Nittany Lions on offense. Still, they're only down by 10, but they're going to need help from their defense again. Barrett. Deep middle, and it's intercepted, and they got help. It's Mike Hull, the linebacker. Hull down to the 45.
Well, Mike Hull does a great job dropping into coverage and reading the eyes of the quarterback. He takes a deep drop from his middle linebacker position. Watch Mike Hull in the the middle of the screen, drop with his eyes on the quarterback, and read where this ball is going. He came from J.T. Barrett's blind spot. See, Barrett's eyes are looking left. He doesn't see Hall, but Hall sees Barrett the entire way and makes the play.
Heck of an interception, his first of the year, and it couldn't come at a more important time. He returned it to the 45-yard line. Penn State in Ohio State territory with 13:24 to go. Belton in the backfield with Hackenberg. That's Chris Godwin in motion. The throw is out to Blackmore, and he's down the sideline. He's got a first down.
Flag down. Flag down late in the play. It's probably going to come back.
Crackback.
They have a crackback block, apparently. Longest play of the night, too, on that one. 20 yards, but it's coming back.
Is the flag good?
Now they move the flag.
Personal foul. Illegal block below the waist. Offense number 5. 15-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Deshaun Hamilton.
You are allowed to block below the waist in certain situations and certain positions on the field. This one was very close.
So right back into Penn State territory goes the offense at the 45. Hard to see what yard line that was. At any rate, it brings up 1st and 20.
Let's ask Bill Romagna about that penalty and how that penalty is called or enforced.
Basically, when the play develops out there, that blocker has to be in what we call a 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock zone. And that block we looked at there looked like he may have come in at 9 o'clock, just outside of it.
Okay.
But
Might have been 9:30.
Yeah. That's what I mean. It's got to be the right angle, and it was very close to being correct, but the penalty goes. So let's see if this was 10 o'clock or 9:30, 9 o'clock.
2nd down and 20 at the 45. Hackenberg, quick throw, nope, get him out of the hands of James. We thought we'd see more of him tonight. Another flag down.
Well, this might be roughing the passer now.
Roughing the passer, defense number 97. Contact below the knee of the passer. 15 yards.
Joey Bosa went to about 3 o'clock on that one. Went low in the knee area of Hackenberg. He rolled him up.
Well, and good sportsmanship by both guys. They helped each other up at the end of the play. There was nothing intentional there. And Penn State able to get the yardage back.
Got it back to the 40-yard line with a first down.
I think they got to try to go back to Jesse James, even though he dropped the pass a moment ago. I think he's a matchup problem with his size and strength on the inside.
Hackenberg being chased, incomplete. Intended over there on the sideline for Hamilton again.
I like to track explosive plays in a game. Runs of 15 yards or more, passes of 25 yards or more.
Can you find one for him?
No,
Penn State?
Ohio State's had 1, and Penn State's had 0. So, I mean, both defenses have done a great job of eliminating the big plays. And it's hard to move the football consistently if you don't have some big plays mixed in there every now and then.
You saw 1 yard rushing. I'll try to rush it here. I'm going to get more than 1 out of this from Lynch. Travis Powell made the stop after a gain of 8. And it's 3rd down and short.
Well, the good news is it's 3rd and short. The bad news is you only have 1 yard rushing in the ballgame, so it's kind of tough. What are you going to do here on 3rd and short?
Blitz comes from the inside. Lynch got the first down. Needed 2, and he got 3.
Nice job blocking by the center, Angelo Mangiero. They ran right behind him. Watch the center, Angelo Mangiero. Gets a nice block, turns his man out, and Lynch able to fight for the first down.
Hackenberg now rolls to throw on first down and throws a strike down to the 25 to Blacknell. Well, they're in field goal range. Second down at 6.
Second and 7 at the 25.
Hackenberg throws outside. Nice job playing through the blocker by Eli Apple.
I think Ohio State knows that the primary pass component of the Penn State offense tonight is wide receiver screens, and they're being very aggressive in how they play it.
3rd and 5 at the 24. Hackenberg's going to go long to the corner of the end zone, and it's caught by Blacknell. Looked like a jump ball, and he won it, Todd.
Well, and Eli Apple didn't know where the football was. Did not get his head around in time to find the football. And Blacknell went up, caught it at the high point, and came down with it in the end zone.
Wow, he one-handed that while he was being held. In fact, watch the pull on the jersey on that arm, and he just went up and got it with one arm, one hand. Great catch.
We talked about no explosive plays for Penn State. That's their first.
24-yard touchdown.
He's able to work the field and then give his guy a chance. Blacknell knew where the ball was. Eli Apple did not. The blue 13 beat the white 13, and Penn State draws closer in the football game.
And again, they're working on Donovan Smith out on the field right now. Finally, an offensive big play by Penn State. And it's ignited this crowd. We're an extra point away from a field goal difference now. Sam Ficken in for the point after. Looked like there was no hope at halftime. There is hope now, and one was an interception return for a touchdown by Anthony Zettel that lit the crowd up. Now their offense finally gets a score, and we got a 3-point game. Andre Wilson from the 5. And Wilson weaving his way across the 35. Nice return.
It's a big return from Wilson right now to give Ohio State's offense great field position in a critical juncture of the game.
Whoa. Jalen Marshall almost dropped the football. He picked up 3 to the 40, and we pick up Robert Flores. Robert. It's Ezekiel Elliott straight up the middle for about 3. So Death Valley again, a night on a Saturday night where dreams go to die, right?
For the Manhattan. And a big third down play right now in this ball game.
That's been a problem for the Buckeyes in this half. Barrett throws on the run and throws a strike to midfield, maybe to the 49, and that's a first down. Completes it out to Devin Smith.
Was a nice throw. Devin Smith is going to run the route, give a nice target on the outside. That's not an easy throw to make on the run. He throws it to the outside armpit, away from the defender, and a big-time conversion on third down for Ohio State.
Devin Smith, the senior, his first catch of the night, puts it back in Penn State territory. First down at the 49. Here's Wilson trying to get wide, not going to get there. Got leveled. Hull got him low. And then Barnes cleaned up as we check in with Holly.
After he got sacked in the second quarter, JT Barrett came up holding one of his knees. We heard him go into the locker room telling his athletic trainer, "My knee is bothering me." I spoke with the trainer, Doug Callan, and he said they did check it out, but it is definitely tweaked. That may account for why they're not using him more in the running
Sure does.
Second down, 13. Throws it out in the flat. Elliott takes it to the 45. Wortman knocked him out of bounds. We're down to 9 minutes. A 3-point game.
Another third down play. I would expect to see Penn State maybe try to bring pressure on JT Barrett on this time. They rolled him out. Well, they're going shotgun with Wildcat with Dontre Wilson.
On 3rd and 6, Wilson asking for it. Fakes the pitch. They've played this before. Didn't work this time. Wortman, another tackle. It's 4th down.
I'm surprised by that play. I mean, you're hoping to fool this Penn State defense by doing this. They're going to fake the pitch and keep it inside. It's the same gap running scheme with the guard pulling around, but Penn State not fooled at all. And Urban Meyer choosing to play a little field position here with the 3-point lead.
I think there might have been a hole there, but it was to the outside more, and he ran right back into traffic. And it's 4th down and 4, and they will punt. They let this one go, hoping it gets to the end zone, but it won't. At the 2-foot line. Great play by Devin Smith. Not only a great punt by Cameron Johnston, but Devin Smith's a senior wide receiver. And Todd, I'm thinking if he's not used to catching passes on sideline and keeping his balance, he falls in the end zone right there.
Absolutely. And Urban Meyer told us, you know, special teams is such a priority, and you don't play offense or defense until you make your time, spend your time on special teams. They run a lot of starters on special teams, and it really paid off having Devin Smith on that punt coverage.
Well, the good news is Penn State's got it back. Bad news is they're at the 2-foot line. Hackenberg in the shotgun, 5 yards deep in his own end zone.
And a new center in the ball game in a critical part of the field.
Blitz coming. Quick throw on a slant to Hamilton. And Hamilton's out across the 15, and that gives them some breathing room.
Big time throw on 1st down. Great protection. They got a new center. Wendy Laurent, number 55, is the center. They had to take their center, Angelo Mangiero, move him to right tackle. Andrew Nelson, the starting right tackle, is moved over to replace Donovan Smith, who was injured the last possession. So a mix-up, a shake-up, I should say, on the Penn State offensive line, but they protected well on that 1st down play.
Holly tells us Donovan Smith being checked for a possible concussion. And now it's a 16-yard line, and it's Lynch on the sweep out across the 20. Now Hackenberg's been in this spot before, Todd.
Yeah, he has. He's won a couple games in the 4th quarter. He did it earlier this season. A couple big ones last year as a freshman. And I'll tell you what, that momentum just from throwing the 1 touchdown pass. He hasn't had big numbers. He hasn't had many big plays, but he's been in this position before. And not only does he know that, his team knows that. They got to be feeling pretty good about their chances with him behind center.
7:20 remaining in regulation. 2nd down and 5. Takes the throw and then comes with a draw play to Lynch. He had to really battle to get a couple of yards. Joey Bosa was the first guy there. It's 3rd down. Third down and short 3. The biggest 3rd down of the game is at hand right here.
Yeah, I think that Jesse James, the big target, he's had kind of a quiet night, but at 6'7", 254, number 18 is a big target on 3rd down and short.
He's in motion right now. Here comes a blitz from the linebacking core. The throw is almost picked off. And a flag flies in. Armani Reeves is the guy that came over the top.
This was close. It looked like Armani Reeves was making a good play on the football. He came through the shoulder.
Pass interference. Defense number 11. Ball be placed at the spot of the foul. 1st down.
Call on Von Bell, not Reeves.
I thought Reeves made a good play. Looking at replays, I don't even see Von Bell.
Von Bell's kind of looking at the officials as if to say, hey, I wasn't even in the area.
No, it couldn't have been him. It had to be on Reeves. Bell was playing free safety about 15 yards down the field. Misidentification there.
And the 1st down for Penn State at the 28-yard line. Another blitz coming. Maybe two. Penn State, all of its timeouts remaining. Now, next snap's going to come. A little over 6 minutes to play.
Again, Angelo Mangiero, the starting center, is now playing right tackle for this Penn State offensive line.
And this is a loss. Adolphus Washington and Steve Miller combined on the hit. Big setback there because now it's third down in a bunch.
The left guard just got stood up and pushed back. Brendan Mahan, number 70, just got overpowered by Adolphus Washington on that play, and a negative yardage play on second down. Nice play by Adolphus.
Now when they were back at their own 2-foot line, they threw the quick slant to Deshaun Hamilton. Let's see where he lines up. He's coming out in a slot on the right side. Third down and 10. Hackenberg slant the other way, threw it way behind Blacknall. Incomplete, fourth down.
Again, that's a case where a quarterback who's been hit a lot through 6 games just kind of instinctively tries to protect himself and doesn't step into a throw. And that's a throw that he can make, and he's got to know he's got to make that throw, and he's going to take a hit. Bosa was bringing pressure, but he just kind of steps away and short arms it because he doesn't want to take another hit. And, you know, it's not something you do on purpose. You do it instinctively when you've been hit a lot.
Pastorello to punt. Jalen Marshall's made some interesting return decisions tonight. He runs towards this one, but the bounce went about 12 yards backwards.
Ohio State go max protection, play action, and try to get a big play with Penn State anticipating run here.
Barrett comes back to the line to get his word out to his offensive lineman. First down at the 49. 5:17 remaining. Ohio State by a field goal. Barrett's going to keep it himself, and as Holly said, with a tweaked knee, he lost a yard. Ohio State didn't do a lot in the first half. They were pretty proficient in scoring 17 points. Second half's been a different deal, and you can credit the Penn State defense for some of those numbers.
And Penn State's defense, for the most part, other than the Northwestern game, that's kind of been their MO. The longer they've played the game, the more they've seen what an offense does, the better they've gotten through the course of a game.
Second and 11. And Ezekiel Elliott got it back across midfield to the 49. Big third down upcoming. Gotta get all the way to the 41 for a first down. Third and 8.
And they're going to go looking at Ezekiel Elliott, flaring him out wide as a wide receiver.
J.T. Barrett all alone in that Buckeye backfield. And he's really getting lonely right now, but he comes out of the backside of it. They'll bring him down at the 45-yard line. Mike Hall, another tackle.
Not sure how he escaped that.
Not either.
Pocket collapsed on him. Zettel was there, thought he had a sack, and next thing you know, J.T. Barrett squirts out.
He thought his knee was hurting before. It is after that run. Somehow backpedaled his way out of it. It's fourth down at the 45. Mike Hall has had a career-high night. He's had 18 tackles. He had 16 against Northwestern, his previous best. Leading the Big Ten in tackles, you can see why. Another look at the end of the play. JT kind of planting the right foot and then rolled up on as Hall brought him down the 45-yard line.
Hall was not only a great high school football player, but a great wrestler as well. A little takedown move on that third down play.
Delay game penalty makes it fourth down and 9 back in midfield. Cameron Johnson had a beauty of a punt that Devin Smith down at the 2-foot line last time. He'd like to do the same thing here. Della Valley's got to take the fair catch, or it would have been down inside the 5 again. He'd prefer not to have taken it at the 9-yard line, but that's where Penn State's got it on offense. Now Jimbo Fisher and number 2 Florida State Seminoles got their work cut out for them against the Louisville Cardinals coming up Thursday night. It's our Thursday night football matchup this week, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN, also available live on Watch ESPN.
Well, you know, one of the stories that we developed early in this game, and one of the stories of this game has been the field position edge that Ohio State has enjoyed. It's been that way all season for them. It's been that way tonight. And on back-to-back possessions with Penn State only trailing by 3, a very long field to go against this Ohio State defense.
You can see a 15-yard difference from where they start offensively. Hackenberg threw it in the general vicinity of Akil Lynch. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Reminder, stay tuned for the Ford wrap-up after the game with Robert Flores, who's kept us up to date on all the games so far today and tonight. This might be the last time Penn State gets a chance to get their hands on it. They got 2:54 left. They're backed up to their own 9. They need 3 to tie.
And they're going to have to hit a couple big plays. I mean, some 20 to 25-yard pass plays to have any chance at all.
This time Jesse James, the tight end, is standing on a slot to the right side. Hackenberg throws complete. Hamilton a yard shy of the first down.
Hackenberg's going to have to make throws like this. There's going to be tight windows. He's got to step up and make big time throws.
And first down. Hackenberg does it himself. Deshaun Hamilton has caught 10 passes tonight.
And again, Penn State operating the last 2 possessions without their only offensive lineman with a lot of experience, Donovan Smith.
Throw complete. It's out to Godwin. Let's see where they say he runs. At the 27 or 8-yard line. Near sideline.
Moving the pocket a little bit. Giving a different launch point for the quarterback, and a nice accurate throw by Christian Hackenberg.
Second down and 3. Going left side. Wide out screen. I don't know if he got there or not. Blacknall had his left foot just near the first down marker.
Well, that's the 13th wide receiver screen that Penn State has run in the ballgame. That's an awful lot, and Ohio State reacting very quickly to him.
All right, they got a 3rd and 1 with Hackenberg last time under center. He's going to try it again. He found a little opening off the left side. That's a nifty move instead of going straight ahead.
Well, there was a late shift inside by the Ohio State defensive line. Hackenberg read it, saw it, and just held the ball and moved outside a little bit. The late shift opened up a hole to the outside, and Hackenberg got the first down.
At the 33. Now he's getting ready to go back to the air. Completes it out. Across the 40 to the 41 to Godwin.
See, they've got to get something further down the field, though. It's a minute 38. State is they're going to let them catch the ball in front, but they're not going to let it go over their head.
We got a chase for Penn State trying to get at least a field goal here in the last minute 38 seconds. You need about 25 yards to give Sam Ficken a shot at a field goal. His career long is 54. That was last year. 2nd down and 2. Straight up the middle is Lynch. Got back to the line of scrimmage, but that's about it. Maybe a half yard. Michael Bennett on the inside made the stop. And here comes another 3rd down and 1, and the 3rd down and 1s have been in the hands of Hackenberg on this drive.
This was a hair longer. They're in the shotgun instead of under the center.
The throw is quick, and it's complete, and it's Jesse James. Finally, they get the tight end, and they got him a first down.
They got out of bounds to stop the clock so they can huddle, make sure they're all on the same page. Protection is paramount right now. Christian Hackenberg has been sacked 3 times in the game. They cannot afford to take a sack here in this possession with a minute 10 left in the game, minute 17 left in the game.
They took over at their own 9-yard line with 2:58 to play, and that's the 10th play of the drive. They're still on their side of the 50, but they've got a first down at the 46. Hackenberg doesn't want to take that sack Todd was talking about, and he lofts one out, and it's almost intercepted. Nearly picked off by Eli Apple.
I mean, that's one, if he feels that pressure, he just has to try to throw it away sooner so that he can get enough on the ball to get it out of bounds safely.
Curtis Grant and Joey Bosa were the guys applying the pressure.
Yeah. See, now Bosa is flipping from side to side. Right now, he's working on the right side of the Ohio State defense against Andrew Nelson, who started the game as the right tackle for Penn State, but because of the injury to Donovan Smith, has now moved over to the left tackle position, and that's where Bosa's working.
2nd down and 10. James, the tight end, on the move. Ohio State almost jumped offside. Hackenberg, wide out screen again. This one's to Geno Lewis. Broke one tackle, broke another. He's got a first down.
That's his outstanding individual effort again. The 14th wide receiver screen Penn State has run. Ohio State is in position to defend it, but Geno Lewis just would not be denied after the catch.
You see the green line. That's where they want to get to at least give their kicker a shot.
Previous play, the runner was short of the line to gain. That ruling is under further review.
I thought he had the first down and got hit and fell back. Excellent effort by Geno Smith breaking tackles. I think he clearly had the first down and then fell back after the contact.
Another look at another angle.
No, I think this is a first down.
I do too. He's flying out of bounds right now. I don't think his feet ever touched again after he got across the line. Bill Lamagna is our rules official. He's up here in the booth. Bill, what do you think?
By the video we have, he's made a first down. Replay is also going to be able to make a clock correction here because the clock continued to run when the play was done. The official wound. So they'll look at it, look at the time that the first down and the stoppage occurred, and reset a clock to there. But the clock will start again when we come back.
It's good information, and that's good that Christian Hackenberg knows that he's got to be ready to line up and call the play. Game clock above us.
Was out of bounds with about a minute 3 or 2, somewhere in there. Or 2. Right now what they have is 48 seconds. So what we expect to happen is them to get the clock back over a minute and move the first down sticks, which would be at the 44-yard line. That would put them about 9 yards away, 9 or 10 yards away from giving their field goal kicker a crack at it. Here's a call.
After further review, the runner made the 43.5-yard line and was driven back out of bounds. As a result, it's a first down. First and 10, 43.5.
Is there an adjustment on the clock at this point?
So far, the time, there was no time put back on the clock.
Well, they definitely should, because you could see the official winding the clock when he was knocked out of bounds. There's still some discussion going on. I would say there should be at least a minute.
Please adjust the game clock to 58 seconds. 58 seconds.
Well, that's at least 10 more. Yeah. James Franklin will take every second they'll give him right now. There's the kicker, Sam Ficken.
And again, you just can't afford a sack here if you're Christian Hackenberg. If it's not there, throw it away. You've completed about 25 passes, but your average per completion is only about 6 yards. So you're just pecking away at it, but you can't take a sack.
You can see the clock's running, and there comes the sack, and it's Bosa. That's the last thing you want to happen, and he gives the, well, just the shrug for another sack. 4th of the night now.
Well, this time he moved back to the other side and he worked against Angelo Mangiro, who is the starting center, who's now playing right tackle, and Joey Bosa bouncing from side to side gets the sack. Here he is right here, working on Mangiro, beats him to the outside, and then collapses on Christian Hackenberg.
This emoji shrug. Joey Bosa, he is going to be a monster by the time he's a senior. 6'5", 278-pounder, raising havoc. Started last year doing this and came up with a timely one there. Penn State had to use a timeout. The ball is back right at the midfield stripe at 2nd down at 17. Only one timeout remaining in 47 seconds on the clock. wrists. Calling the play on the sideline so they can bring it out and set it up immediately at midfield.
They need to attack the middle of the field.
James, the tight end, is split to the top of your screen. He's the biggest target they have. Hackenberg looked that way. Now he's in trouble. Throws late over the middle, and he got it to Hamilton, but clock's running.
Well, Hackenberg got hit late again. And he's woozy getting up.
yards from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
A huge penalty against Ohio State. They're in field goal range right now by penalty.
It was Curtis Grant who made the hit, and I don't think it was the hit so much as he finished it by driving him down to the ground after the ball was thrown. The initial hit, I don't think was the problem. It was just that Curtis Grant finished the hit and drew the penalty.
Clock running, under a half minute. Penn State took their last time out.
Penn State, our third and final timeout.
And he's saying, I didn't call timeout. At least I think that's what James is saying. And he said, I never called timeout. That's what he's telling John O'Neill. I think he wanted a verification after the walk-off of the penalty if the clock was going to start again or not. I'm guessing a little bit on that. And it's been a long night for the Penn State coach in correlation to the officials of this game. So no timeouts remaining. 35 seconds left in regulation. It is first down. You take a shot here, Ledge, and try to win the dang game, or you play for the field goal. At the 28. Hackenberg throws outside, tipped, almost intercepted. Tried to get it out to Deshaun Hamilton.
Yeah, I think rather than throw outside, I think that the place to try to attack, if you want to take another shot, is down the seam, inside. Hackenberg again, we've seen this a few times tonight. Unable to step into a throw, not getting enough on it, and that one very close to being intercepted.
Second down and 10 at the 28. They're in field goal range, but they don't have any timeouts remaining. So they've either got to leave an opportunity to spike the ball or get it out of bounds to get their field goal unit out there. Hackenberg throws to the outside again, and he throws a strike to Hamilton.
Now here's one thing to keep in mind, too, for Penn State. If you're looking at a potential field goal to tie, your normal holder, Ryan Kaiser, is out of the ballgame. And your punter, Chris Bullock, is the holder tonight. And so it's a different battery on a potential game-tying field goal factoring into the equation here.
Still enough opportunity to take a shot at the end zone.
Absolutely.
24 seconds left.
Can't take a sack because you can't stop the clock again either.
This is the 16th play of the drive.
They may just...
I'm not sure what that's about.
I don't think they need to do... Wasn't the pass before that out of bounds?
It was to Hamilton.
They didn't need to spike it.
And now they basically just wasted a play and a down. At any rate, 23 seconds remaining on the play clock at 20. Ohio State led this at halftime 17-0. And now Penn State's got a chance to win or send it to overtime. Deshaun Hamilton, his main threat is on the right side. This one goes the other way to James.
Okay, same thing as before. You catch it and go out of bounds. We're inside of a minute. The clock stops. You don't have to spike it. They wasted a down with the spike for no reason.
It's at the 14. Number 14 hustles over to talk to the coaching staff. 3rd down and 6.
I think you try to win the thing with a touchdown throw. And if it's not there, you sail it out of the back of the end zone and kick a field goal.
You throw it to the student section if it's not there.
I think you try to win it with a throw to the end zone here, but you don't take a foolish chance.
Hamilton and Lewis to the right. Godwin's up to the top of the screen. That's where Hackenberg's looking. He goes to the end zone. It's too high for Godwin, incomplete.
Nothing wrong with that chance right there. You throw it high to the back of the end zone. Either your guy gets it or it goes out. And now you try to set it up for Sam Fickens.
Sam Fickens, 12 out of 14 on the year. This is well within his range. He won the first game of the season over UCF on the last snap of the game in Dublin.
And again, a different holder than he's had all year. Chris Gullah, the punter, is now his holder.
31-yard field goal. And Urban Meyer takes a timeout. We're down to 1 timeout. Let's check in with Holly.
Well, guys, keep in mind that Chris Gullah is the holder tonight because the regular holder, Ryan Kaiser, is out with that broken rib. But, guys, where will his confidence be? He's already been replaced in this game by another punter. And just for your record there, Urban Meyer ran down to talk to his players on the field just now. The linesman thought Urban was calling a timeout. Urban did not call a timeout. They were standing right in front of me, guys.
Oh, boy.
Quick trigger on the timeout calls here.
Can't make a move towards these officials tonight. You're that quick as a coach. We're going to call timeout. Back on the field. There will be a few seconds left after this, but for all intent and purposes, this might be a kick to send it to overtime. He's had a couple blocked this year, but as I said, in Dublin, he had a game winner on the season opener. Sam Fickens, 31-yard field goal to tie. And good. Unanswered by the Nittany Lions.
Good snap, good hold, beautiful kick. Clutch drive by Christian Hackenberg and the Penn State offense. They just kind of nickel and dime their way down the field. No deep throws, no big chunk plays, but they did enough to let Sam Fickens tie this football game.
How about 19 plays, 77 yards engineered by that young man in a little under 3 minutes. And we're tied up. Assuming that Fickens going to try to squib this kick or line drive it, but the two guys that'll be back deep are Rod Smith and Dontre Wilson. And both of them are camped out at about the 15-yard line expecting a kick like that. Fickens will kick it deep. That's going to give Dontre Wilson a chance from the 4-yard line. Bounces off, comes to the left. Goes down at the 25 with a couple of ticks left. They're pretty much assuming that Ohio State will take a snap and we'll play an extra session.
Well, you know, even though Ohio State has been in the lead the entire game until now, if there's a sense of momentum, I think the momentum has swung to Penn State because Penn State's defense in the second half has totally throttled Ohio State's offense. So as you go to overtime, if one team has momentum, I say it's the home team right now.
No doubt. They've scored 17 unanswered in the second half. First half belonged to Ohio State. Second half belonged to to Penn State. We got to play some more football in Happy Valley. End of regulation.
Guys, great regulation. Overtime rules are much like at the beginning of the game. Offense, defense. There's no deferring. You can take offense, defense, end of the field, okay? Ohio State, you're the visitor. You're going to call tails. It is a tails. Ohio State, you've won the toss. You want to play defense. You'll play defense. Which end of the field would you like to play at? You want to play down that way? Okay. Turn your back that way, Ohio State. Penn State, turn your back this way. You want to play football that way. You want to defend that way. Okay. All right.
And chose to defend first.
Wait a minute. They're playing defense.
Oh, they're playing defense.
They're playing defense. All right, then switch. You want to go that way.
You want to play on that side of the field, so they have to deal with
Turn your back that way. Yes. Turn your back this way. They just.
No.
Did you just
on offense, we don't care what way we go on offense. We want the ball on that side of the field.
You're going to put the ball in play first and 10 at the 25-yard line. Penn State will put the ball in play first and 10 at the north-south 25-yard line.
I don't know who's on third. Oh, boy. One thing we know, Ohio State's on defense first. Penn State's on offense first. It looks like the line of scrimmage is going to be to our right as we view the field, starting at the 25-yard line. Now, last time Penn State beat a ranked team a little over a year ago, Christian Hackenberg, a 1-yard touchdown tie to gain a 34 off. Michigan's Brandon Ginn missed a 33-yard field goal at the end of the third overtime, and then Bill Belton scored the game-winning touchdown in the fourth OT. 43-40 was the final in 4 overtimes. Here we are in overtime against a ranked team tonight. Penn State has fought back from being down 17-0 to tie it at the end of regulation against the number 13 team in the country.
Well, one thing I would see Penn State doing, and maybe have a shot at here, they've thrown 14 wide receiver screens. Now might be a time to fake a wide receiver screen and slip a guy to the end zone on a seam route off that same action.
First possession of overtime. Both teams get a shot at it here. Jesse James comes in motion. It's Lynch trying to sweep the left side. He got the corner, and he got a first down.
Flag down, no. They're going to get the left guard, Brendan Mahan, for a hold, number 70.
Holding. Offense number 70. 10 yards from the previous spot. Repeat first down.
They had a nice run play. This was not even going to be a factor in the play, and Mahan just got beat quickly and reached out and grabbed his man.
Kind of like taking a sack near the end of a game. Then first thing you don't want to have happen is a holding call. Back you up to the 35.
Number 70, watch. The play's going to be outside of him. Adolphus Washington got penetration, gave a little flop, a little acting job as well, but the right call.
So first and 20 back at the 35. Penn State in one play, making overtime harder on themselves. Hackenberg got a lot of protection that time, and he drills it to Hamilton. Down to the 16-yard line.
Good protection. Again, 3 guys playing in different spots for this offensive line right now. This offensive line that's taken a lot of heat over the last few weeks gives Hackenberg time for a big completion.
Second down, a short 2. Number 22 going to be close. Third down coming up. Michael Bennett holding on the bottom of the pile to make the stop, along with Washington.
Penn State has gone no huddle on these third and short yardage. A lot of times it's been Hackenberg running it.
He'll do it again. Goes to the right side, and I think he backpedaled his way to another one.
That's 2 times he's rammed the defense in front. They brought everybody inside to stop the straight-ahead quarterback sneak, and he's ran and popped it outside. And does a nice job slipping inside of Darren Lee to get the first down.
Just inside the 15-yard line. First and 10 in overtime for Penn State.
Boy, they overcame that penalty beautifully with the throw to Hamilton.
Hamilton's caught 13 passes tonight.
There it is.
There's the throw, and it's Hamilton, and he's got it at the 2.
They threw 14 wide receiver screens. They faked the wide receiver screen and threw it deep to Hamilton and got the ball inside the 2-yard line.
And they go hurry up. Penn State lines up in a hurry at the 1-yard line. First and goal. Hackenberg, the fade to the corner. Goes through the hands of Geno Lewis. Well covered, though, there. And that was Durant Grant on the coverage. Well, they took a shot knowing that it's only the second down, and it's actually around the 2-yard line.
Lynch has given them a little spark running the football here in the second half.
And at the 2-yard line.
One thing we haven't seen, we've seen quarterback sneaks. We've not seen a designed quarterback run from Penn State. You gain an extra blocker if you do that.
At the 2-yard line in overtime. First possession. Penn State's got it. Second down and goal. Lynch. Close. It'll be third down and goal. They come up, put it in the hands of the quarterback at the 1-yard line.
They're bringing in a heavy package, an extra offensive lineman, and Bill Belton also in the ball game.
Third down. About 2 feet away from the Ohio State end zone. Penn State trying to take the lead for the first time on the night and in overtime. Belton and the Wildcat. He'll take the snap straight ahead. He got there. Touchdown, Penn State.
The extra lineman they brought in, Derek Dowry, number 53, got a huge block on the edge. The tight end, Jesse James, with a block. And Andrew Nelson, who moved from right tackle to left tackle, did his job as well for the Belton touchdown.
That ruling is under further review.
The snap was wide. Belton made a nice catch just to bring it down. There's no doubt it's a touchdown. Wow. Great hands.
Again, a different center. Wendy Laurent in there at center instead of Mangiero. Bill Belton, who hasn't played much in the second half, comes in the most critical play of the game and drives it into the end zone.
You see his knee was down, but his body was already over the goal line.
The ruling on the field of touchdown is confirmed.
Excellent block by the extra lineman. I don't think Derek Dowry has played a down tonight except for that play. And he got an outstanding block on the edge for Bill Belton.
Sam Ficken, who hit the field goal to tie it at the end of regulation, or near the end of regulation, for an all-important point after. Unanswered Penn State points.
Penn State ran 14 wide receiver screens in the ball game. They faked the screen and then slipped Hamilton deep behind the defense, right in front of the safety for a catch that took him to the 2. And then on the touchdown, watch the blocking here. Akeel Lynch is going to fake. Watch Dowry with the block, 53. Stood his man up, the defensive end, Steve Miller, and Bill Belton able to stick it into the end zone.
The reaction by the Penn State coach. Yuck. Ohio State knows what they need. At the 25, it's Ohio State's turn. They need a touchdown. Elliott And now you're running against the #1 rush defense in the Big Ten and the #1 overall defense in the Big Ten. First time tonight Penn State's been in front.
Penn State showed their hand there. Going to bring pressure. J.T. Barrett looked to the sideline, changing the play now. Let's see if Penn State backs out.
They have, it appears at this point. 2nd and 7. Elliott to the line of scrimmage. No, it's Barrett on the keeper. He had me. Great run. And he's down around the 5-yard line.
Well done by Barrett. Really sold it. C.J. Elanian just tackled the back. And then they had blocking on the perimeter. Michael Thomas, #3, with a nice block that sealed the edge. The left tackle, Taylor Decker. And even though J.T. Barrett a little banged up, ran it well there.
1st and goal. At the 5. Again, Ezekiel Elliott with Barrett. Barrett keeps it again, and he's in. Touchdown, Ohio State.
Great patience by Barrett on the mesh point. Sells it, and you see everybody go to Elliott. And that only happens because J.T. Barrett shows excellent patience and doesn't rush the play.
5-yard touchdown run. We're an extra point away from double overtime. Sean Nurnberger has not missed an extra point all year. He did miss a 40-yard field goal earlier in the game. Tied up. We go to double overtime. Wait, flag on the play at the end of the extra point.
Taylor Decker is going to get the block on Hall right there. That's the key block in this play. But watch the patience of Barrett. Ride it, pull it at the last minute, and follow Taylor Decker.
Let's see about the penalty.
It's a personal foul.
It'll be a personal foul at Penn State. At least that's a preliminary signal.
Personal fouls. The try is good. During the try, personal foul leaping on the defense. That penalty will be enforced on the overtime. Second period of overtime.
Well, Mike Hall, who's had a beautiful game, is right here, and this is who the penalty is going to be on for leaping on a player, trying to get elevation to block that extra point. And it's a costly penalty because now Ohio State, who has to start on offense to start the second overtime, gets to start on the 12.5-yard line.
Half the distance to the goal penalty on the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. So they're at the 12.5. And we're playing on the other end. Ohio State with a chance to retake the lead.
J.T. Barrett, who did not run the ball very much in the second half. They used a couple different guys as the Wildcat quarterback. Some huge runs on that first overtime possession.
Elliott stood up by Hall again at the 10-yard line. Depending on how long we play, Hall may end up with 25 tackles before it's over. 2nd down and 7. At the 10. Play action. Barrett all day to throw. Now he's going to run with it. Got away from the first man. Tripped up as he got down within a yard of the first down marker again.
Boy, really good decision by J.T. Barrett. He waited as long as he could to allow that pass play to develop. It wasn't there. He felt an opening to his right, and he exploited it to get close to a first down.
3rd down.
Thinking Barrett's running here again. 3rd and short.
Empty backfield. Hireman comes in front to lead the way. And he goes straight ahead for the first down, and it might be the touchdown. Yes, it is. Barrett for the score. Tough run, keeps his legs driving, and gets his back and his ball and the ball into the end zone. In double overtime, Ohio State's regained the lead.
That was tremendous effort by Barrett because he was stopped short of the goal line and just kept driving.
And he had Hall draped all over him, too.
Drove right through the tackle of Hall and Workman. Just wanted it more.
They're going to
The field was a touchdown. That ruling is under further review.
So they'll make sure. Again, hit at the 2-yard line and then backpedals and just keeps driving. Here's a look we haven't seen.
Still looks like a touchdown. Incredible individual effort by JT Barrett.
For a guy that Ollie told us is playing with a knee that's not 100%, he has played unbelievably in the last 10 minutes or so.
And those are the kind of plays, and really the plays in the previous overtime possession, the plays in this possession, those are the kind of things as a leader that solidify who you are with your football team. I mean, when they see their quarterback, who they know is banged up a little bit, run with that kind of toughness and that kind of aggressiveness to put yourself in a position to win a game, man, that's somebody you can rally around. And JT Barrett, we were impressed with him when we met him in September.
Very mature.
As a guy, very mature, beyond his years. Just hadn't played much football. I'll tell you what, he's impressing us again tonight.
Now the extra point upcoming to try to make it 31-24. And much like Ohio State, Penn State knows what it needs when they get their hands on the football following this extra point.
Let's not forget that costly penalty by Mike Hall. This drive started the second overtime on the 12.5-yard line instead of the 25.
Nurnberger for the extra point. Up and good. The lead changes hands again. Ohio State 31, Penn State 24. Here in the Big Ten, we're into Sunday morning. Second overtime, Penn State first down at the 25. Lynch with some blockers in front trying to find an opening. He doesn't find one. Got back to the line of scrimmage. That's about it. Joshua Perry was one of the first guys there. Second down at 10. Hackenberg, who struggled so much in the first half, has really played well in the fourth quarter and in overtime. And he pulled out another one. Left the whole way and goes to James, the tight end, with the catch out of bounds around the 21. Well, it's 2-down territory, so they don't have to get everything right here. They've got 3rd down and 5 coming up. Maybe 3rd down and 6, actually. Field goal does no good. 3rd down and 6. 3 wideouts. Lewis, Hamilton, and Godwin all go up to the top of your screen. Hackenberg rolling that way. Throws on the run to the corner, trying to get it to Hamilton in the end zone, incomplete. And Penn State's down to 1 snap.
Took a shot here on the 3rd down play. Overthrown. Tough throw to make on the move. Good coverage downfield. It's Von Bell that was in coverage on Hamilton.
Got to get to the 15-yard line just to keep this football game alive. Again, it's Lewis and Hamilton to the right. This is the ball game right here. If they don't get a first down, it's over. 4th and 6. Hackenberg hit and dropped, and the game is over. And it's Bosa.
This is a mismatch. Somehow Bosa got matched up on Akeel Lynch. That's a mistake up front for Penn State, and he just overpowered Lynch and drove Lynch right in to Christian Hackenberg. Good scheme by Ohio State, bad protection by Penn State, and Ohio State gets the victory.